we're going to start this mini-lock off with a neat little unboxing right here. I bought this a while back. It's a Skylander Giants huge battle arena, and it allows you to place a portal in the middle, and then it has all of the different elemental symbols going around it for you to place your Skylanders upon. So for a mini lock that has 8 different elements, it would be practically perfect to store these characters with. Anyway, we recently hit 250 subs, so thank you guys so much for that. I really appreciate it. Oh, Flynn, say hi to Luke.
Oh, hi, Luke. Joined your stream. We were just asking which stream will he go for. Either yours
because
or mine.
here's the thing. I've gotten a little bit of a jump on Flynn here, because Flynn is going to be starting his own stream half an hour from now. So in other words, go check out Shame Dragon first and foremost. He makes awesome videos. And second of all,
I'm already airing now.
Oh, never mind, he's already airing now, because we are streaming simultaneously here. I did a little bit of a stutter right there, because I completely dropped the entire contents of a box, and now it looks like an empty pizza box, so now that's just gone and made me hungry. But yeah, typical locks for... typical lock rules, if I can speak properly, that is. So, you know, whenever an element of the area pops up, I must swap out to a mini corresponding to that element, and if a mini was to die in battle, they are classed as dead and cannot be used again. Battle is more so along the lines of actual grammar, but, you know, grammar, who cares about that, right, Flynn?
Yep.
Anyway, there's the Battle Pack Arena, pretty neat unboxing there. By that I mean a total way to fail live on camera of all things, by completely dropping it.
So that failure of an unboxing you just watched before you was when I attempted and failed miserably to unbox the Skylander Giants Battle Pack Arena, or whatever it's called, and that's fortunately not where the streaming clips are going to end, because I have one final clip to show you guys about the setup of my stream, so let's check out some behind the scenes footage. So now I felt like it would be fun after that previous clip to show you my little setup right here. I have my little face cam right there, which is going to have a completely different perspective from what you're seeing on my phone to what's on the screen up there. Nice little filmception with that. But what's funny is that behind the PlayStation camera, I have an absolute mess, which you cannot see on the stream, but you can see on my phone right here, just to see that gloriousness example from the on-air portion of the face cam right now. Anyway, we're playing as Bot because, of course, he's on the portal with, of course, all of my Skylanders surrounding the little battle pack that I just opened at the beginning of the video, mind you. And then I also have my laptop with comments in case they break, because they seem to do that quite frequently on the stream itself right here. Regardless, I think I've created enough interest in streamception here with, of course, my phone recording the a completely different angle to what my face cam right there is picking up. But now with that being all said and done, no doubt you guys have noticed that I have dates at the bottom of the screen right here, and that's because for this unboxing compilation we are going to be displaying what dates I'm doing what unpackings of, because what's so special about this video is that it's the rare Skylanders edition of Skylanders unboxings, to where this video is oriented entirely around chase variants, which no doubt you guys are thinking, but Igknight, I thought you weren't bothered about chase variants, as per what I said in my collection video. This is every single in-game Skylander available from the entirety of the franchise. The only thing that isn't included here are a few of the traps that I'm missing, but I'm not going to be collecting those alongside the chase variants, purely because I don't have enough interest, especially when it comes to the expensive ones, you know, shelling out a few hundred of pounds just for a Skylander that looks different on the figurine and what it does in the game. Yeah, not exactly my kind of cup of tea right there. I'm not that much of a die-hard collector, which is surprising coming from me. But this next clip summarises my new ideals behind chase variants perfectly.
Oh, you know, I have suddenly and inexplicably changed my mind.
And now, with all of that established, of course, with these chase variants being very rare and very expensive, I'm not actually going to be unboxing them, rather I'm going to be unpacking them. But if I called it the Skylanders Unpacking compilation, well, first of all, you wouldn't get this really great visual gag up here, and second of all, it just doesn't quite roll off the tongue, that title, mind you, so that's why I'm maintaining the titles for consistency's sake. Regardless, we are going to waste no more time getting into these chase variant unpackings, but of course, be sure to stay tuned till the very end for some very exciting bonuses I have, a lot of which are going to draw the full circle on this little trilogy of unboxing compilations I've made for you guys. So without further ado, let's get into the video, and I sure hope you guys enjoy it. For some reason, I decided to record this clip in my work attire. But regardless, as you can tell from the title below, this clip is being recorded during the midst of the COVID-19 outbreak. So, it's very impressive how quickly this package was able to arrive, because I only ordered this 4 days ago, so the fact that it arrived today is very impressive, and I'm really excited to get into this and show you what it is, because it's definitely one awesome item to add to this compilation, to say the least. And as you can tell, I've already marked over my address, so now all it's going to take is a quick rip in the package. This Skylander is coming brand new and sealed, so hopefully the seal looks good. The collector sleeve at the back is in nice condition, and here it is. Bum bum bum! Metallic Gilgrin. Oh, would you look at that. Now, there is a little bit of misshape within the packaging, unfortunately, as you can tell right there, but it's very, very minor and definitely not going to be noticeable from a distance. Oh gosh, this is absolutely amazing. So the back isn't too special, it's just for regular Giants backing, which I haven't seen for years, so that's definitely very nostalgic to go back and re-look over, because of course you got the logo for orange background, because every Skylanders game has a colour associated with it, and Giants is orange, since it was on the logo and on the background of every single one of these packages, mind you. Then we have several water Skylanders from the lineup, Gilgrin's in-game screenshot for Magic 123, as well as for Icon signifying the sky as a Series 2, which is what leads us to this here part of the packaging, back when they had to signify whether a Skylander could be played in previous games or not. But yes, as you can tell, he is very much metallic, despite the fact that the rest of the sleeve is as it would be regularly, because that's just how chase variants work. Now, the sleeve itself is a little bit disconnected. I paid £6 for this though, so £6 for a mildly damaged box, but one that still looks fine. And what's most important is that the collector sleeve is very, very straight. It's not bent, it hasn't got any creases in it, and that's what I was worried about most. So having that in such nice condition is of course nice to see. And so I'm very excited to be bringing you guys a chase variant of all things, because these guys are rare and very admirable for any avid collector such as myself, even when you have a chase variant that's more common than others, needless to say. Metallic Gilgrin isn't the rarest, but that doesn't stop how glorious it looks, mind you. But yeah, we're going to waste no more time getting into the next Skylander of this here compilation. Of this? Oh, don't worry about this, it doesn't have anything to do with an accident or anything. It's got to do with something very positive, and that's the fact that I've just came back from the blood donors. So I've donated 1 pint of my blood to the NHS, so that then anyone who needs an emergency blood transfusion can use my blood to effectively have their life saved by me. So just by taking up an hour of my day and going through very little pain with the needles, mind you, I have managed to save 3 entire lives. That's worth it to me, and I hope it's worth it to a lot of you guys as well. But this isn't about me encouraging people to pick up blood donors, because again, it's really, really painless unless you scream at the sight of needles. Either way, I couldn't wait to get into this package, because this one is even more exciting than the last one. You know, a package is exciting when it has the words fragile on it. You don't get any more exciting than that. Plus, it's also signed for. It's got not only my name on it, but Mr. in front to signify the fact that I am male, because it's not obvious or note from my face and the rest of my body. Regardless, then there's also little postage stamp, mind you. So really cool to have this arrive only one day after the previous package, especially since I bought them on the same day. So them arrive one day after the other is very cool. Regardless, this is probably going to need my trusty scissors. Once again, be very careful of these at home. And don't do what I'm doing. That's the key piece of advice here. Oh, but you hear that? It's cutting like butter. A knife through butter, I should say. A hot knife through butter. Because that's even better. And if you're wondering what that is in the background, that is my Christmas stocking of Tigger, which I've had, I want to say, ever since I was born. So, of course, I have a very personal attachment to that Christmas stocking. And I love Christmas, so it's stuck there all year round now. Anyway, there's the first bit of the packaging all undone for. And you'll see why I was so excited for this one in a minute, because this one is very rare and very admirable. Man, that's a lot of wrapping in there, but as you can tell, the box is now empty. So dark down in there. I hope the Slinger wasn't too depressed. But yes, we're just going to get rid of those fat chunks so that then I can tear holes into them later and just generally have an absolute blast popping those massive bubbles. Same with these small bubbles as well, because here's the thing, bubble wrap is clearly the best part of receiving these packages, because this is just so satisfying, regardless what is in the bubble wrap. Oh, I see a Swap Force logo. Who could it possibly be from Swap Force? Dun dun dun! Green Scorp, and it looks so cool. Oh my gosh, this is so awesome. I don't like how he has green eyes and the rest of his body is green, but apart from that, just look at it. It's slightly translucent and it's so glorious. The packaging itself is very shiny and in almost perfect condition. It's got a small little abrasion there, but that's about it. Now, I'm sorry I can't get too great a light in here because, as I said before, the packaging is in such great condition and so glossy that it's reflecting the light quite perfectly into the camera indeed. But regardless, we have, of course, Scorp, King of the Sting. The fact that he only works in Swap Force. Man, it's so good to go back over these Swap Force packages, same as it was for Giants. The main difference here is that these packages are actually curved, whereas Giants were more cube-like. And then for the back, we have a logo for Classic 123 that has been changed out for your boy Scorp this time around, alongside some more cores that you can find, like Slobbertooth, Starstrike, Lovebuff, Rubber, and Bumbleblast. And then there's the screenshot of him in the game. And of course, 55 plus cards to collect. And I have collected all of the regular characters, but now here comes the chase variants, such as this guy right here. So excited to add him to the shelf. And I'm also really excited that I not only got him today, but I also managed to donate blood to save some lives. So that's 2 whammies in one singular clip right here. You could even say I got 2 birds with 1 stone. As you can tell, for this here addition to the Skylander Unboxing Compilation Volume 3, I'm in my work attire, and that's because I just got home from work and was greeted with none other than this awesome package right here. I did not only leave that, but I also gone ahead and grabbed this from my local Morrison's on the way from work to here, mind you. Bit of the context of this video that is far less interesting than what lies in wait of this exciting package right here. So we have ourselves yet a really another exciting chase variant I cannot wait to see in person. And I got this one for a really good price too. It was supposed to be 25, but I managed to cut a deal with the seller for 20 instead. So I saved a $5. And since it's, 20 quid, it's not exactly expensive, so it's clearly not going to be the most rarest and hardest of to find of Skylanders. But that's not going to stop it from being absolutely freaking awesome. But first things first, I'm using my trusty scissors right here to chop right through this package. And now it should open up nice and easily like that. And what do we have inside? Bum bum bum! Now, if this isn't exciting, I don't know what is. Packaging is a little flimsy right around here, but I'll do the exact same which I plan to do with the metallic Gilgrin and glue it down. But yeah, on the back we have some fire Skylanders, we have Flame Slinger, Hot Dog, like Corruptor, and most impressive of all, Igknight, of course, him being my favourite, and an in-game screenshot for Skylander alongside the classic 1, 2, 3, and the Giants logo. So very similar to what we saw with Gilgrin, which means we're going to waste no more time getting back to the front of this package, because this is where all the glory is at. Tell you what's not glorious, the reflection of the light on the packaging right here, but man, this packaging looks so glorious. And this is kind of like a gold bronze type tone, and it looks so cool for Series 2 Flame Slinger right here. Now I know a lot of you are going to be excited for this one in particular, because Flame Slinger is an absolute fan favourite, and it's easy to see why. He's a really awesome character, so of course a really awesome character deserved a really awesome gold bronze-esque metallic variant, whatever you want to call it. Doesn't matter what it's called, what matters is that it's so awesome, and I'm so glad to have this in person right here. So we're going to have one last little swoop around of the packaging before we of course move on to the next unboxing. But yeah, you have of course the art card back here, the fact that it can work in Spyro's Adventure and in Giants, and then we have Let the Flames Begin, and of course he is still a Series 2, which means that this guy has Flame Slinger's awesome wow power to go around. Regardless, let's move on to that next clip I was alluding to without further ado. So I thought the old background was getting a little stale, so I decided to introduce a new one right here for these very exciting packages. Note how I said packages, because I have multiple things that have arrived on the same day for me to unbox in this very clip. So we're going to start off with this much less exciting looking package, but this is still a rare magic item, the rarest from a franchise in fact, so it's still keeping that rare theme into the whole video. And despite the fact that this is rare, I bought this at auction for $5.99 and then £4 postage, which, looking at this, it doesn't look like it's worth £4 postage, but we're going to waste no more time getting into it regardless. Oh, that's been chopped straight off, and the magic item itself is going to be none other than Bom Bom Bom, if I can even get inside the package, that is. The Volcanic Volt, which I'm going to say, this is far more smaller than I was expecting, but look at that, it's got all of the different runic symbols on it from Spyro's Adventure and all of their glorious glory. The vault itself, I believe, is supposed to slightly open up, and once you do so here, you can kind of see that inside it's very blue. So yeah, very cool. If you want to know what's inside the Volcanic Vault, it's kind of like a blue type treasure, but it's really cool how it opens like that, a very interactive toy, and I love the attention to detail put into such a small figurine. I cannot believe that something of this size is this rare. And then there's the back, for those of you missing the classic Spyro's Adventure bases. It's of course got a number, and of course the fact that you shouldn't really throw it away because of all of the different plastics used in it and everything. Yeah, that's pretty cool, but not the main event, since the main event is the honour of this package right here, which, as you can tell, is a whole lot more bigger and almighty than the other one because it holds a much greater prize. But I've got to be very careful whilst chopping into it, mind you. Once again, would not recommend this at home. Ask your parents for help where you need it, blah-de-blah-de-blah. But luckily, the tape is quite weak, so I'm able to chop through it nicely. Although I say weak, I don't mean it was poorly posted, because inside it's got all sorts of newspaper, so I can't wait to not read that. Keyword here is not. But anyway, I'm going to continue to chop along here as well. Careful of all times with my postal address, mind. You don't want to be giving that away by accident. But that was very satisfying. So yeah, as I said before, newspaper. So what's the headlines today becomes the question. I'll be lonely, don't free me after 52 years, pleads Killer. Oh, what a great highlight for the video, I suppose. But we're not here to read ratchetty old newspapers. Oh no, we, my friends, are here for this. Would you look at that? It's crystalline. It looks so cool in the box. Oh my gosh. Now what I really love about this crystal character is the fact that her hair and her weapon are different colours, so it's not just clear crystal, it's got blues and pinks to it, so that makes it look all the more cool. Unfortunately for packaging, if we look here, is really faded, and that was in the description, so I saw this one come in because the colours have just gone and dried out a little. But what's so great about the Imaginator's packaging is that it's very, very salvageable, because I could very easily pop this open with minimal damage done to the packaging. And luckily for me, all I need to do is keep the plastic bit that keeps Crystal Barbella in place, and then I can chuck this because I have a spare one up in the attic, so I can get a much less faded box, because as I said before, it's been in the attic, so its colour wouldn't have faded, unlike that one, since it would have very little sunlight up there. In fact, it would have none of that because it's an attic. I can't emphasise that enough with those simple words. But whilst trying to maintain this plastic packaging, I am going to take this figurine out of it so that we can see it up close and in comparison to regular Barbella. Man, this is so glorious. I mean, like, the base itself is exactly the same. What else would you expect? It's the same with all Chase variants, but for the figurines, this one is so much more distinctive, and I love the kind of translucency to it. It doesn't really capture all that well on camera, but believe me, this arm, these legs, they are extremely translucent. It's mainly the hair and the weapon that have different colours that have less translucency, but still, it's such a damn cool Chase variant. And this is another one I won at auction for £41 with £4 shipping, so I think the newspaper from this packaging alone makes the postage worth £4, because who doesn't love some ratty old newspaper in their packages, right? So regardless, very, very cool. Here I am once again with a brand new background, very exciting, and I even have the natural light piercing through the window right there, but unfortunately I can't exactly turn the sun on and off, so once again you're going to have to deal with that. Regardless, today I don't only have one package to bring you, but I have two entire packages to look at involving some very rare Skylanders. So without further ado, my first package here has already been ripped into, right, as you can see right here with my trusty scissors, because this would have took me half an hour to cut through in the video otherwise, so I'm going to save you guys the tyranny of watching me trying to cut through cardboard for half an hour straight. Regardless, once we get inside, we know the package is going to be pretty awesome because it has a bunch of newspaper in it. So yeah, newspaper in a package equals awesomeness. The more newspaper you have, and boy does this package have a lot of newspaper, the more greater the package is. Oh! And the bubble wrap has just made it 10 times even better, because we all know that bubble wrap 2 is pretty great, but regardless, we're going to return to the trusty scissors in order to get rid of this bit of tape right here. Then once we proceed to unravel it, we will unveil that the Skylander has got another layer of bubble wrap. Ooh, how great the suspense is surely being created with this epic and suspenseful unboxing. I said suspense twice, just to emphasize the suspenseness, you know, repetition, reflection, everything. But here is the Skylander at hand. That's right, I picked up Crystal Starcast for just under 50 quid. Once again, I won it at auction from the same person who was selling for Crystal Barbella, so I got very lucky picking this one up for the price that I did, because oh boy, this is so glorious. The weapons, see-through. The whole body, see-through. The eyes, well, they're not see-through, but that just adds to the whole awesomeness of the figure. And the detail, mind you, man, this is sick, to say the least. And you guys might be wondering, why would I buy such a rare, exclusive Chase variant loose and out of the box when the packaging is what gives it value? Well, just like with Crystal Barbella, I happen to have spare packaging of the regular edition of Starcast in my attic, so I'm going to go on ahead and pick out that packaging, so that then once we're done with all of these unpackings, we can look at this guy inside of some sort of packaging, even if it was the original Starcast. The packaging between the original Starcast and the Crystal Starcast is exactly the same, so there's going to be no visual difference. Therefore, you know, just recycling that older packaging I got when I got the regular edition of Starcast and utilising it for this crystal version will go quite nicely, and that's why I bought this character loose, so he can get the same treatment as that Crystal Barbella, to say the least. Anyway, now I'm going to move on to the second package, which, as I was alluding to before, this one is way bigger, so I've already made the cuts. This one actually took me half an hour, so I bet you guys glad I skipped over that. Anyway, what's really cool about this packaging is the outskirts of it, because if we look at all this, there's all sorts of Marvel logos scattered everywhere. And for those of you who don't know, I'm a huge fan of Marvel movies, so obviously this was originally a box for a Marvel figurine or package that the buyer had got along his lifespan and has repurposed for packaging in order to send me my next parcel. So yeah, that is pretty epic to say the least. From the... can't even read what it says. Oh, it's from a Doctor Strange Collector's edition. So obviously, as I said before, it was a Marvel figurine, and in this case it was Doctor Strange. But enough of this strangeness and enough of my terrible puns. We're going to waste no more time getting into this package right here. Oh wow, that really reminds me of the old school Imaginators packaging, how it used to flicker out like that. Anyway, enough of the similarities have been drawn, because we once again have bubble wrap, which is a very good sign. And then we have numero uno. Ta-da! Oh, it's been so long since I've seen the Trap Team packaging, and oh boy, this is glorious. It's a little bent at the top here, but that's still okay with me, because it's so good. So of course, the plastic runs all the way around, so we get to see the figurine from basically all angles. You can even see the card and everything in there. And then of course we've got the logo, the Trapmaster to symbolise that he's part of the new gimmick characters. His eyes are still yellow and red, so that's interesting to see. And then at the back we've got an in-game screenshot and several other air characters you can collect, along with the classic. You can only play this in Trap Team and not the other three, mind you. That was the same with most of the figurines from Trap Team, actually, because very few of them were reposed characters. Anyway, that's awesome, but that's not the only thing inside this giant package. Like, seriously, you think they sent me a giant package just for that? Because I also have to showcase another crystal variant. This one I'm even more excited about. I'm not sure whether it's more rarer, but it certainly is so much more cooler. The crystal shortcut. Just look at how epic that guy is. When I said cooler, you guys can see exactly what I meant. Because, man, this guy is cool. Unfortunately, it looks a little bit loose in the packaging right there, as actual physical figurine itself, but apart from that, package is still in great condition, besides a minor bend up here, but that's going to happen naturally anyway, so wouldn't make a difference whether I bought this literally brand new off a store shelf or not. These tops get distorted far too easily, but again, it doesn't exactly ruin the visuals of the figurine, because they're barely noticeable, and it's just so epic and awesome of me to have finally picked up these very rare and exclusive chase variants. Wow, I've realised I've been blocking for packaging to the outside of Shortcut this whole time, with his in-game screenshot of the other undead characters, and of course the usual can't play it in any game other than Trap Team. Oh yeah, and it's also bent along here, but literally what's so great about bent cardboard is that it's easy to bend back. Would you look at that? It's almost like it's brand new once again. So yeah, that's going to do it for this portion of the unpacking of rare Skylanders. Hopefully you guys can't hear the drilling going on outside, and if you can, hopefully it's not as annoying for you as it is for me right now. But regardless, what would be hilarious in this whole scenario is that you can't hear the drilling, and that it seems like I'm just making stuff up, so to say. Regardless, today's date, I'm actually unpacking this giant package right here, is the same day as the launch day of Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition, so I'm definitely going to start playing that as soon as I've opened this bad boy up. But regardless, you might notice on here I have some stickers covering up the sender's address, because I don't want to disclose the information, obviously. And the main reason why I even covered up this edge to begin with is because I wanted to show you this entire side of the package, because there's a little thank you message, which is really heartwarming. I love it when senders do this. I mean, like, I know it doesn't take much effort to write thank you on the side with a cute little smiley face, but it's just for small things that mean a lot to me. So it's really cool how the buyer, how the seller even appreciates me supporting him. And speaking of supporting him, the 3 figurines inside this package came from the same seller as the 2 Crystal Thunderbolt and Crystal Shortcut I unboxed previously. So yes, this package with for 3 of these only arrived 1 day after that previous one, mind you, as you can tell once again from the dates below. But yeah, unfortunately this packaging isn't extravagant as the other one. There's no like Marvel logos or anything like that, but hey, it's got the heartwarming thank you message, so that I will take all the same. Regardless, we're going to waste not much more time chopping right into this thing. We're going to go with this edge right here. I am very, very sorry in advance. Thank you, sign, but hey, this keeps it in the shot even longer, so that's quite glorious to say the least. So yeah, for those of you wondering why I would dare cut these packages off camera previously, well, now you guys get the exact preview as to why I do such a thing. Because, man, the tape on this thing is heavy. Hopefully the figurines inside have took full advantage of the case's security and have remained in pristine condition, or at least as close to that as possible. Anyway, that's got a really nice cut to it. Oh boy, I almost feel sorry for chopping through my stickers right here, but unfortunately the stickers were the only way I could cover up the sender's address, because as you can tell he's used marker pen, which is very hard to cover up with any regular form of pen. But anyway, we should be in there deep enough to literally just rip into it now. Oh boy, I am so sorry, Boomer. What's ironic is that the tree Rick sticker is the only one that hasn't been cut into right now, despite the fact that it's the one that seems to be the most loose. Oh, there goes that. Okay, next up comes the tape on the other end, which is just going to be an absolute bugger. This is what I call a professional unpacking of Skylanders right here. You know, if anyone starts to question what professional unpacking looks like, just direct them towards this video. Anyway, I've now gotten deep enough into the package, as you can tell, to actually start unveiling the figures. So, first character first, we have ourselves none other than piece of sticky tape keeping the bubble wrap together, but that's what I have the trusty scissors for. We have none other than metallic Sprocket. Oh boy, would you look at that beauty. It is very metallic and very, very cool, and it's so awesome to see Swap Force packaging once again, because of course we have only a Best Buy sticker, which is very cool, because here in the UK we don't even have Best Buys, and so clearly the original seller had this character imported, but this was a UK seller, mind you, so that's why the postage didn't cost me too much. Regardless, on the back we of course have a classic 123 of in-game screenshot of Heavy Duty Sprocket and some fellow Skylanders like Slobbertooth, Scorp, Eruptor and Star Strike. And then we also have of course the fact that Sprocket works as far back as Giants, mind you. So yeah, really cool packaging here. Series 2 right along the side with of course the trigger happy icon. So yeah, very satisfying way to start off this trio unboxing pack. And it only gets even more exciting from here, because the next figurines are even rarer. So the seller even sent this to me even as a free edition, the Chaos Trophy. So yeah, yet again a really awesome, selfless thing for the seller to do, because they did not need to include this free Chaos Trophy, but here they are. I mean, I already own this piece, but it's not exactly like I'm going to complain about free stuff now, is it? Anyway, our next figurine is going to be yet another one from Giants, but this one is the rarest one from Giants yet. I know this video is very Giants-centric, but Giants was very centric on Chases in and of itself, so what do you expect, in other words? And plus, it's really cool to go back and revisit all of these older packaging styles. Now, I want to be very, very careful with this one, because you can kind of see already what it is. Bum bum bum! free hot dog. How cool is this? We even have the little tag, E3 and Licensing Show Edition 2013. So when they revealed Swap Force during E3, in fact I don't think E3 was revealed for Swap Force, but he definitely had an E3 trailer and an E3 showcase of Swap Force. The point is, during that showcase, this would have been the Skylander that they were giving out. So yeah, another really awesome addition. Of course, E3 is in America, so either Facela went to E3 themselves and picked up this figurine and sold it to me late down the line, or of course, once again, they got it imported at some point. Regardless, we of course have his signature catchphrase down here alongside his name. We have the fact that he only works in Giants and onward, unfortunately. The back card looking very, very cool. It's not nearly as faded as I thought it would be. The packaging is in perfect condition. There's absolutely no bends. The back isn't coming off whatsoever. So yeah, this just looks fantastic. This is honestly the best condition I've had Chase show up for in this video. But regardless, we once again have the signature 1, 2, 3. And we have Hot Dog and an in-game screenshot of him and several fire Skylanders, including, of course, my favourite Igknight or Flame Slinger, regular old Hot Dog, and Light Core Eruptor. So yeah, very, very cool that. But it's time for us to go even rarer yet. So this one's a bit attached to the tape on the other side of the package here. But anyway, this one I'm definitely going to need scissors for because it seems to be all over the place. Just got to be careful not to, of course, affect the figurine inside, because this is the rarest figure of the video so far. This put me down an entire £90, but you guys tell me if it's worth it. I got silver gold stink bomb. How awesome is that? This is the most expensive figure of the video so far, and quite possibly the rarest. And he looks so glorious up close. Now there is a slight package damage right up here. It's slightly coming loose, but that's just a very slight defect. Overall, the package once again is in outstanding condition, very well shipped. You guys can see how thick this bubble wrap was, and I'm also going to have a lot of fun with that alongside Xenoblade Chronicles in a bit. But yeah, the art card Swap Force looking fantastic. Of course, you have the swapping abilities, so you have Stink Rise, then you have Stink Rouser, then there's also Stink Charge, and last but not least, Stink Bomb. Obviously, you're going to want to know what his own combination is like. But man, do I miss this flicking nature of the Swap Force packaging. That's just so cool. Then, of course, this demonstrates the swapping mechanic up close alongside several other swappers you can get, like Magna Charge, Free Ranger, Rattle Shake, Hoot Loop, a lot of people's favourite, Boom Jet, my personal favourite, Night Shift, Gorilla Driller, and Firecracker himself. Isn't that fan-frickin-tastic? So yeah, couldn't possibly fault this. It was definitely an expensive endeavour. All three of these figurines together cost me £188, but oh boy, was it worth it for figurines as rare and as cool looking as these. I'm very satisfied with how these guys turned out. And plus, Hot Dog is one of my favourite characters, so getting an awesome bronze version of him from E3 of all things is just so spectacular. Words cannot compensate how excited I am for these guys right now. Wow.
So unfortunately for this video, this is where the collecting of rare chase variants has to come to an end, because this haul before me cost me £501, so I think that's expensive enough as it is for a single video, mind you. But with that being said, this collection of chase variants is so glorious to look at, and it's even better what they represent, because they represent my hard work, my dedication, and my commitment to collecting these Skylanders, no matter the price point. And of course, naturally, with them being such rare collector's items, they're really going to stand out on the shelf and just have a really awesome display life, mind you. because yes, these boxes, they definitely ain't having any damage done to them. But as we go through these individually, you can very clearly tell which ones of them came from America, because the American packaging has, on the catchphrase here, if I can bring the camera closer, a translation into French, whereas the UK packaging doesn't have that, so it's always great to see a nice contrast there. Regardless, one final thing I did want to bring to your attention is that at the very end of this pan, you'll notice that the Crystal Starcast has been given himself some packaging of his own, as well as the Barbella having been given a package that's far less faded than the original one, because it's been in the attic and hasn't been absorbing sunlight its whole life. Therefore, its colours are still vibrant and very nice to look at, and that's because, as I literally said whilst I was unboxing those characters, this packaging even was waiting for me in my attic, so I just had to bring them down and display the Skylanders within them. But regardless, there is of course one black sheep amongst the haul right here, and that's the Volcanic Volt, which kind of disappointed me due to its size. However, its detail is phenomenal. Just look at all those different runic designs on the front there. It's rather impressive if you were to ask me, if my camera wants to focus in on it, mind you. But yeah, one of the bonuses that we're going to be getting into at the very end of this video here is checking out what this Volcanic Vault does in game. But first things first, I want to take you guys back to the previous unboxing compilation, where of course I had a huge eBay haul which involved a spare high five, which at the time I gave away, and Luke won because he was practically the only person who entered the competition. So naturally, if this bonus is going to hinge upon Luke's receiving of that giveaway prize, as well as his epic unboxing of it a few years later. And then, only then, will we check out what this Volcanic Vault has to offer, and hopefully what it does in-game will surprise me to where I kind of completely forget about its lack of size, mind you.
Who the hell are you saying that to? Oh, looks like it's you. Sorry, Luke, but he doesn't seem to want to see you today. High five.
But I want him.
He told you to buzz off, dude. You ain't getting that. And besides, you didn't win this high five. You won a high five. Okay, there you go. So I guess you don't want this anymore then?
I do.
Oh. Yep, he got his high five now.
Sorry, James, but I won it.
James wasn't the only one who entered. There was also some other person who entered. But luckily, there's another contest coming up.
Ooh.
And you're automatically disqualified.
No!
Basically, if you win a contest, you can't win it again.
Oh, well, at least I won this guy.
Yeah, you won that guy with a number on his box.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Luke's going to keep him in a box, aren't you?
Yeah, I am.
But either way, guys, that's the high five skit. Luke, do you want to give us some gameplay very quickly?
No.
Nope, he's good. Do you want to hold the camera so I can give some gameplay quickly?
May as well.
Okay, just record the screen for me.
Record the screen.
I mean, it's that screen, yeah. I mean, it is high five video, so he deserves to, get some gameplay in it, right?
Aye, aye.
So let's just head out for arena. Do one of these battles. Mm-hmm. Yeah, as you can see, I have my Skylanders scattered everywhere, but that's because I have Skylanders that I have to level up, I have Skylanders that I have for the Let's Play, and that's my entire collection. As you guys can see, I have absolutely no one right there, do I?
Yeah, he's just being sarcastic, as usual. Scary.
As usual. You guys would know from my very first episode of Skylanders Giants from 3DS that I love being sarcastic. But let's get right into this here.
Well. Nice to see you again, Skylander.
Nice to see you too, Buzz. He told you to buzz off, Buzz. Okay, we're ready. Okay, let's get going. Oh, we have Chilbur Broccoli guy. Those guys are Hoodsickles. Why do I always say Hoodsickles, man?
Because you're crazy.
It's because, like, sick is slang for awesome, and then, like, Hoodsickle has sick in his name, so it's basically just me making, like, Skylander slang for awesome. Either way, as you can see here, he kind of zoomed forward, and then he can also create poison clouds, and when he goes through these poison clouds, he expands them and makes them more powerful. Then he can also do this huge spinning attack. Then he can drop down, and then afterwards, he creates apples from that charge attack to eat afterwards, and then he can gain health from that. But man, he's taken a lot of damage already.
Exactly. Because you're showing your weakness.
I'm actually very good at this game, dude.
I know.
But this guy's, he is leveled up though, so that's good. And fully upgraded as well, don't forget that part.
Yeah, sometimes the only problem with this guy is that if you mash the A button too hard, you do more outputs for your attack than what you think he was going to do, and that can mess you up. So you do more dashes basically than what you were meant to do.
Another round in the books, and it's still anybody's game. The Skylanders, those still unidentified bad guys, or maybe me and Sprocket got some other big guys.
No, I'm pretty sure it's the Skylanders game, guys. So Luke, how excited are you to have a character that you can't even play as in the game because you don't have the game?
Very excited.
Well, at least doing with physical characters, that's cool.
Yeah. Then I'll sell it. One day.
Yeah, he'll sell it in 20 years when it's actually worth stuff. But right now it's worth about £2.
Yeah. I figured.
More classic Skyland enemies I have not heard of.
He's like the only trapped in corn that ain't worth anything. No, actually it is worth something. All of the trapped in characters are worth quite a bit these days. And oh, I got some pizza. That's good.
Well, yeah.
Pizza looked highly delectable. I really want pizza for dinner now.
Just like the pizza from Hasty Tasty Pizza.
We, hashtag not sponsored.
But it was delicious though.
Yep. But we're still not sponsored.
Where?
Okay, last and final round here, guys.
I want pizza now.
I think everybody wants pizza. Do you guys want pizza? Comment in the section below.
Aye, aye.
That sentence made no sense.
Plus, this video is going onto my channel too.
Yeah.
So let's hope it's not too long.
Oh no, it's just, how long is it?
4 minutes 26.
Oh yeah, that ain't too long at all now, is it?
No, most of my vlogs are 4 minutes 30. So yeah, it's
A
over
little longer
that.
than average then.
Yeah.
It's because most of your fans prefer like shorter like videos or something, innit?
Yeah. Plus, I'm not sure if I can upload longer.
If you guys are wondering what I'm recording this on right now, it's a Wii U version of the game, aka the dominant port, I believe. Oh boy, gotta watch out for that.
Die.
Yes, die, you stupid sheep. Guess what this guy's called, Luke? He's a barbarian, but he says ba.
I have no idea.
He's a barbarian.
Really?
That's Skylanders for you. That's like Skylanders summarised in one enemy name. It's just puns galore. But I don't mind it because some of them are clever sometimes. But some of them are so bad they're good.
They are definitely on a hot streak, and Chill Bill knows a thing or two about hot streaks.
I own 2 hot streaks, and I still don't have all of them. There's 4 hot streaks, and I only own 2 of them.
And you did it, so this is the end of the video.
Peace out, guys.
Because of how rough that high five faction is, we've just decided let's have some fun with it and epically unbox it by punching the back of it. That's going to do absolutely nothing. So Luke, show everyone your muscle or lack thereof. Yeah, look at that. There's literally nothing there. It's all bone. It's not all bone. Regardless, he's going to use it to rip that thing apart. That did not work. Neither did that. Never mind, it totally worked. Now that, my friend, is how one unboxes a Skylander. Okay. Take note, that is how you unbox a Skylander. I said it twice, just to emphasise it. Exactly. Well, this is basically what remains of the high five packaging. Oh, and Luke's just checking out the art card. Cool. High five.
So what I have here is my copy of Skylander Sprocket's Adventure set up on my Xbox 360 right here, as you can tell from the screen above you. So what we're going to do here is we're going to take one of the scars that can be played in this game, such as Slinger, as we can tell from his packaging to the left right here, and place him onto the Portal of Power. As you can see, he unfortunately isn't an in-game Skylander, which is kind of like what I knew about going into actually purchasing these figurines. But what's really intriguing about the Chase variants is that even brand new in the box, they start off with a level 5 2,100 gold, so I suppose that could be quite useful for upgrading and leveling up your Skylander in a much quicker fashion, mind you. But regardless, we, with very little room in the portal, are going to place on this Volcanic Volt without further ado. We get the PvP level unlock. It's not even called the Volcanic Volt in-game. So we have a little spinning icon at the bottom right there, but that seems to be about it, because I believe that this actually opens up a new map in the battle arena, so that naturally is going to be exactly what we check out once we exit out to the main menu right here. Of course, we can't return to ruins because we're already at the ruins, but man, does playing this game really take me back. So now let's enter into the battle arena. So let's just go for an arena rumble and see if we can find the Volcanic Vault. This is really cool. So let's start this up. Of course, our first place player is going to be our Golden Flame Slinger, as what's on the portal right now. We need to take this off the portal, and then for our player 2 Skylander, we're going to see if we can take our Gilgrin and place him onto the portal. Oh, he's barely fit on there, but yeah, there he is in game, mind you. I was just lingering on the portal even for a little while longer to make sure that Gilgrin didn't fall off, mind you. But without further ado, we're going to take my silver controller, which you've seen in the background this whole time, and press the A button to get into this arena battle. Man, it's just taken me back, but it's going to not be much of a arena battle, considering that it's just me playing myself right now. Wait a minute. When I knew this was going to unlock a brand new arena map, I thought I was about to get something cool, but I've just realised that this is the exact same map design as the Aqueduct. It's just been retextured and it utilises lava rather than the goop known for being used in the Aqueduct. Man, is that disappointing. If we're going to have a rare and expensive adventure pack magic item piece, even if I can speak straight, and it's going to open up a new arena battle, I would at least hope that the map would be something unique and not just a reskin of a map we have already, mind you. Yeah, it's official. Now, I'm not only disappointed in the magic item size, but I'm also disappointed in what it actually does in-game as well. Anyway, is this going to bring down the lava, or bring it up, mind you? Yes, it is indeed. So on the bright side, it seems like we're about to get one real fried fish. Get a nice meal out of this cooked fish, mind you. Wow, that's quite the glitch. Apparently my attacks can't even hit Gilgrin from that there angle, but hey, his arrows still linger like they should. Sure, it's a good thing that I like fish. It's going to make this meal all the more satisfying, mind you. Oh, there's chicken down there. I want the chicken. Anyway, remember how you can't jump in Spyro's Adventure? Yeah, that was kind of taken advantage of right there. Oh, and now we've got the ghost swords. Another magic item, I suppose. I love the fact how this arena battle that was opened up by a magic item, you can use other magic items in, but the Volcanic Vault itself doesn't actually have any sort of secondary magic item purpose besides unlocking this arena battle right here, which, as I said before, isn't even that great of a map. So yes, my disappointment in the figurine from it being small has now been increased to it unlocking a very lame map, mind you, which we've seen before. Darn it. Okay, let's finish off Gilgrin then. Just stop firing off my fire arrows into, of course, an invisible wall, I suppose. You know, normally water puts out fires, but in this case that just wasn't meant to be. Although, man, Gilgrin seems to really be enjoying that chicken right now. But I tell you what, these angles do not help with one-handed combat right here. Oh, but we did get a crit right now. Okay, here we go. We've got Gilgrin in the perfect position to fry him alive. Man, that got pretty dark quite quickly. We're being rewarded for frying a fish right now. But hey, that's going to give Flame Slinger some much needed loot and XP, considering that he's brand new out of the box still. And by brand new out of the box, I mean for the sake of a chase variant, which of course starts at level 5 and 2,100 gold, as we saw about previously. But regardless, let's of course clear the score and continue, I suppose, to the main menu, so I can end off this video without further ado. So, I sure do hope you guys enjoyed this trip down memory lane to check out Spyro's Adventure, and 2 Skylanders that barely fit in the portal, as well as a very disappointing adventure pack piece. But once we reassemble my little haul of chase variants right here, we're reminded about the gloriousness behind this video. So I want to thank you all so much for watching this very, very expensive video, and I'll be seeing you guys in the next one when the tournament rises. Peace.